What the fuck did I just watch? Wow. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Armand here for the Moon Knight episode 4 review. And this episode's called The Tomb. And boy, did it deliver the tomb. Man, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. It's like this episode went Legion really quick. Anybody's ever seen FX's Legion, which is a X-Men spinoff show that has now been canceled. But this, to me, this was Marvel Studios' version of Legion. Now, to be clear, in the comics, there's a run, I believe, and I'm quoting Robert Meyer Burnett on this because, this is his character, this is his thing. He talks about how in the comics, all of this happens, and then it's kind of revealed that none of it happened, and it wasn't true. Looks like that's where they're going with this episode and how they leave it, and now I can see why they gave them the first four episodes to view for all the insiders, because now we don't know with episode 5, we don't know where it's going. So I am thoroughly confused, just like many of you probably are, but enjoying the ride nonetheless. So the episode picks up where the last episode left off. They're in the desert with Layla and Steven, which, can I say, especially in this episode, I don't know if I'm just now noticing this, but she really gave me Rachel Weisz vibes from The Mummy. If you've ever seen Rachel Weisz in The Mummy, that's what I think they were going for in this. That's what she kind of reminds me of. Now, that all makes sense. But this picks up where that left off. They're in the desert being chased. There is no Mr. Knight this episode. There's no Moon Knight because Khonshu is gone. So they're chasing and shooting at her. I don't know how I feel about how she got away in this whole opening scene. It was kind of meh, but so they go find the site. Mark can't, he made a deal with Steven. He can't get back in the body. Steven won't let him. And there's a lot of dialogue going back and forth, and this is the part where Grace Randolph was talking about how she didn't feel right about how there was like a love triangle, but you're in someone else's body. This was something that was brought up in Wonder Woman 84. It really comes to a head in this episode, so that's the reason why, because she saw the first 4 episodes, that's the reason why she feels the way she feels about it. It was made a pretty big deal in this episode because Steven didn't want to, give up the body, and then of course he kisses her, and he's in love, and she's kind of like doing her Rachel Weisz impression. So then they find the tomb of Ammit, and they find a creature down in the tomb. Looks like it was extracting organs of some sort. They go on. This is, very National Treasure-esque, I would say. Of course, they're hiding from it. It comes in. It finds them. They fight. There was a part where she, the flares come back into scope. She pulls out the flare, puts it in the creature's eye, tosses him over in the cave. And when she lands on the ledge in the cave, that's where she sees Arthur Harrow. And this is where Arthur Harrow is trying to, he's working his magic, and he basically lets her know that Steven or actually Mark, has not been truthful with her in reference to her father. Okay. Now, while this is going on, Steven finds Ahmed's tomb, and he, opens the tomb, goes inside of it, gets the I can't remember what the name of the artifact that they were trying to get, kind of like the little statue, kind of like with Khonshu. Now, he gets this, he's pulling it out, and she comes back after speaking with Arthur Harrow, and he tells her about her father, which my understanding, this is directly from the comics, and how it happened, as Mark Spector was a mercenary. He was in the desert, and her father was killed. I don't think he killed her father, but it was the same way where he's seen it done or something to that nature. So they kind of still stay true to the comic in that regard. Now they're arguing in the tomb, and then Arthur Harrow and his men show up, and Mark takes over, trying to explain what happened to Layla. He takes over, he tries to fight the men, and Arthur shoots him. And this is where everything gets trippy. He shoots him, he falls in the water, and he just keeps falling, okay? And when he falls through, you get the light, and then all of a sudden we're watching a TV show. Now, the TV show, the main character in the TV show, his name is Dr. Stephen Grant, and he has that accent. So, like, how this was probably pitched and why it was probably weird when Oscar Isaac pitched it to Kevin Feige is because this is some mental stuff. It's like he's in a Dr. Stephen, or actually Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, who Oscar Isaac's character, is in a mental hospital, and he's watching this on TV. As to say, this is where his character came from, developed. It was very well done. Like, that concept and idea of them coming up with that and playing it that way, now you understand it. And every person that's in this psychiatric home that he's in is all the characters from the TV show so far. Every single character you've seen on screen in this show is in this psychiatric home. There's the part where what I thought was the goddess Baz, which was the Avatar, and she's in here giving meds to who used to be Steven's boss when he was in the museum. So that's clearly what's going on with everybody, and they go around and make sure to show everyone who was involved so you can see that none of it was real. Now him and Layla are in here. He's trying to talk to Steven in the mirror and can't, and which is weird as hell. He's holding a Moon Knight action figure, so it's like hella meta at this point. He goes into the office to speak with Arthur Harrow, and this is where he is starting to have flashbacks or reminiscence of a past life. And so it's like he almost snaps out of it, kind of remembers it, and he gets up, tries to run away from Arthur Harrow. Okay, he's trying to get out. Orderlies come, he breaks loose, goes into this room where there's this tomb. He opens the tomb, and out jumps Steven as a whole nother person. Okay. So then he and Steven are trying to escape. And as they're trying to escape, they walk past another room with another tomb that was standing up. And the tomb was shaking like someone was trying to get out of it. That probably is Jake Lockley. I suspect we will probably get some sort of explanation to that. But then, they didn't open it, and Steven didn't say anything, so they go to the door. And as they get to the door, there's the hippopotamus. And the hippopotamus is dressed in garb, okay? I don't know who this deity necessarily is yet. I'm gonna have to look this up to find out. But it was said that with a lot of the Egyptian hieroglyphs, that a lot of the gods or deities were shapeshifters, or like half, or presented themselves as half animal in some instances. Sometimes serpents or birds or whatnot. So that's where this is going and kind of playing into it. And yeah, it's very Legion-esque, I'll say, just as far as how mental it has gotten, because at this point we don't really know which reality is reality, if any are reality. And now I think you also understand why this is not, this is connected to the MCU, and I'm sure by the end of this we'll get explanation to it being connected in the MCU, but they were not worried about connecting it or tying it to the MCU because they're telling the origin story here. And you kind of have to get through the origin story of who Moon Knight is or will be or become in order to really understand any of that. So yeah, that's where it is. It's gonna have to be more to come on this, but that's my reaction watching this. Let me know if there's anything I missed about this that you maybe caught. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this. Is this the best Marvel Studios series thus far? Because I'm on par with thinking that it is. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, let us get us.